Oh my god. Okay. Well, we're finally. Holy. Is everyone seeing what I'm seeing in the bottom right of the screen? we, we're
No.
apparently into the match. I think the other table
Oh,
or other match, but wow, what a first hand! They only managed to get to two hearts, and they only took nine tricks.
uh, how are you? Where are you seeing that view? All I'm seeing is like the messages and ads tab.
Messages and ads tab. I clicked on
So like
history.
this view with the history, I don't have that on my screen. How do I get it?
Do you not see a thing that says history on the right side?
Oh, there it is. Cool, thanks.
Yeah, and then you have to go to my table.
Yeah, cool. Oh,
So,
well.
okay, we're apparently we're into board two. There's a push on board one. Board two, we, I guess, have a little bit of an interesting auction to get to two spades because East.
Not sure how on board one West only took nine tricks and hearts in that game.
Yeah, I don't think that was the deal.
Someone
Um,
had to say it.
but yeah, kind of an interesting support redouble by. Oh, it looks like Bart Bramley did have a spade at some point. Oh, this
I
three
guess there could have
spades.
been two revokes because that would be four tricks to the other side.
Hmm.
So if we get a little downtime, I can also give you some hands from the LMs yesterday if you want them.
Oh yeah, sure. Maybe not during play, but yeah, afterwards if we get
Yeah, like maybe
breaks.
like during second break.
Yeah. Okay, so plus 110, we didn't really get to see much of the auction or the play there, but East West have a 5-3 spade fit. They have, not game going values. Looks like a pretty reasonable spot to end up in. So
Yeah.
hopefully we'll get nameplates. Actually, I'm going to pop back out for just a second and hope that Jesus, this is the worst broadcast ever. They still have four tables for this match, but I do want to get players' nameplates on. This thing popping up every time I come into the table. It's so tempting to just click the big red button. Uh, Ooh, look at this! I finally get access to the first deal. So a pretty flat result in two hearts. And we're on to board three. Finally, we can start the coverage. The south passes, west passes, and north just has a 13 count. And gets to open a club. We should
So
see
do you
some bid
double or
from
bid a no trump?
east.
Yeah, do you double or bid a no trump as East?
Um, I mean, I would probably be tempted to bid a no trump,
I
but
think I would too.
yeah, I understand double. Like the queens and the red suits, I don't think have a lot of weight in making games if we're looking at a 10 trick contract, but in a 9 trick contract, they might be okay.
Yeah, I agree with that, and I don't like. The strength is fairly high, and if partner bids hearts, we're going to be a little bit stuck. So I would rather overcall a no trump and let them stamen.
Right. Yeah. Like if partners 4-4 in the majors with just a weak hand, they're probably just going to bid hearts or something, and then we'll get to the
I
wrong
think
fit.
they're the stage, right? We've talked about this before, that this is not an up the line situation. It's prepare your rebid
Hmm.
situation.
Okay, yeah, fair point. So they could bid one spade and then rebid two hearts. Um,
Yeah, the table commentary is discussing the same issue.
yep.
I think David Byrne is British, so not much wrong with the latter means, what are you doing? Double is insane. Just bid a no trump like a human being.
Is that how the Brits phrase their distaste for things?
Yeah, kind of. There's a very funny one viral, recently, like, how to translate from British English to American English, and it's like, oh, that's very interesting, which is like British code for like, are you fucking out of your mind?
That's funny. Well, Bathurst has made an interesting choice here, coming in with two clubs, or raising one club to two clubs. Um,
Yeah, I think the vulnerability and the fact that Jeff opened in third seed, like he probably thinks the opponents 100% have a game, so he's just trying to, you know, like I actually don't like it if that's the objective because it lets Wes clarify that his bid is voluntary. But I'm sure that he's just like trying to, maybe hope Jeff can re-raise if he has long clubs and make it harder for the opponents to find their best game.
well, yeah. So I mean, there's a couple of things going for it, right? Like it is kind of preemptive, so it does force the bid at a next higher level. But I think one of the things that's a little different is that, let's say you passed and West bid two diamonds, that would effectively show a stronger range than bidding two diamonds over two clubs, right?
That's true, but now he gets to show like more or less his exact range, which is really nice. Like two diamonds here shows about what he has.
Sure, yeah, but I think Bathurst's whole hope here is to try and prevent the opponents from getting to game. Like, Greco might
Yeah,
have to have made a heavy two diamond call. Like, if he had a queen extra here, he would have still bid two diamonds, and then they actually might have missed a game. Did they miss a game?
yeah. I mean, Kiss making that point. Um, that losing that level of space could give the opponent's problem. Did
Yeah.
they miss a game? I don't think so.
Yeah, I
They
mean,
have to knock out two aces, and the defense have the tempo, right? And
yeah.
even if they do, they still need a heart trick, right? They have three spades, and one heart is four, and three. Oh, actually, yeah. So they do have.
Well,
Yeah, they do have a game against the no, because the diamonds don't come in. Never
the
mind.
diamonds, the 10 of diamonds, it's in the wrong hand, but it's kind of close to three now.
Yeah, yeah, they're the nine of diamonds away.
Mm-hmm. Or, I mean, maybe they're the Jack of Hearts lead away, right? Like, South on lead,
Mhm.
if they start the Jack of Hearts, doesn't the game come home?
No, because that's the defensive. Well, so let's see. So if West, you want West to go up with the Ace of Hearts, presumably.
No, 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 no. I mean, we set up the Queen of Hearts and we take two hearts, three spades, two diamonds, and two clubs for nine tricks.
Yeah, but what do you want to do on this heart lead?
We duck.
So you want it to set up the queen. So North wins the king and shifts to a club, and now you've got your heart trick banked while you solve the tempo and the two aces.
Oh, I see. Yeah, yeah, you're right. It's a little awkward with them being able to get the clubs going quickly.
I think a heart lead beats it. Beats it even when Declare has the king, queen, jack, 10, 9 of diamonds.
Hmm. Well, it wouldn't in that case, right? We could just win the ace and then set up spades and then set up diamonds. But
Um, no, because that we get back to the same problem that we only have eight tricks then.
not if we can get three diamonds, three spades, a heart, and two clubs. But yes.
Oh, right.
Yeah. Okay. So I mean, I could imagine the other table reaching three no if East elects to overcall a no trump and West kind of thinking that the red on white one no overcall might be a little heavier, elects to invite. Hey PJ.
Yeah, I think I don't know. I think certainly East would accept instantaneously, but it seems a little much with this hand.
Sure. Yeah.
And 4 3 at least has the advantage that anytime partner has a five card suit, you're gonna have a pretty easy time setting it up.
Mm. Yeah. Okay. Well, we're not in three now. I've discussed that possibility enough. Let's look at three diamonds because this contract's a little awkward. Interesting. So I I mean, it's gonna look really bad for Declare here, playing a diamond to the king, but I kind of
Yeah,
like the plan.
I like to play despite how it looks double dummy.
Yeah,
You really like the King of Hearts is such a heavy favorite to be in North. I think you just hope to lose, two diamond tricks, get that heart on side and one spade, and there's your contract.
yeah,
Using his hearts for heart play seems much stronger than using it for diamond play.
right.
You don't care if you lose two trump tricks. Obviously, here losing three is bad.
Hmm. I wonder. If also is this like still okay for the defense? I assume it's fine. South does have a couple of entries and can rough the third round of spades, but
Yeah, like I think the player is probably going to cash the queen of diamonds, play on spades, and hope to pitch that heart away, but it's obviously not going to work.
yeah. Oh, the ten of spades out of hand. I don't like that play.
Yeah, nor do
Um,
I. Like he had a plan, and so far has not been given any reason to deviate from it.
oh my God. I'm sorry. West is declaring. Okay. Then the
Oh,
ten of spades doesn't matter. The other table did end up in a no trump, so it looks like they probably overcalled a no trump on East cards and ended up there.
so, I mean, they did make three. We'll have to look at the play and see how that happened.
I mean,
Oh,
a heart to
South
the king and a heart back would do it.
right,
Um,
right. That's what happened.
is this making now? This is making now.
Yeah, that's a very strange play by North. I think you should know that if partner has a trump trick, then it's a natural.
Hmm. Well, it's not only that. Like partner played the jack of hearts under the queen when a heart switch happened. North didn't open his 13 count. North being Sam Dinkin. Ah, I see what happened here. We just have
Oh,
nonsense going
yeah.
on.
I mean, it is, but I guess at these colors, like his side might be limited to less than half the deck when he has that,
Sure, but
or
okay.
like 20 at most. Like yes, obviously it's completely insane and a completely insane system, but that's probably why. Like, partner's going to open literally every eight count. Maybe you should pass a lot of 13 counts in third seat.
Don't you still want to open to be preemptive? No? I don't know. It
I mean, I don't know, but I'm sure that's the logic.
okay, fair
You know,
enough.
as asking me for the imp expectancy, I cannot give you.
Yeah. All right. Board 4. So a bit of a defensive slip up. I mean, we're going to see these defensive slip ups, especially in the first and second segments when the sponsors are sitting in. So, club hard overcall. South makes a negative double. Normal bid from North here is two spades. One spade would effectively be a three card spade support.
Yeah, two spades just shows a hand where a partner responded a spade. You'd be fairly happy about your single raise.
Right.
But of course, Wolfson does not. I
Yeah.
mean, South doesn't really care, although, now it's a little. He'll probably bid two hearts now to try to figure out partner spade length.
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah, exactly. So, kind of, if North South were on the same page here, I'm sure South would just bid four spades with his hand with his 12 count. But it's kind of clear from the one spade bid and Kevin Bathurst's two heart bid that they, one of them expects the other to have a different spade length, at least.
Yeah, I was actually wondering that if North had bid two spades normally, if South still might try three hearts to offer three no as an alternative with these weak spades and strong clubs the partner's opening bid suit.
Yeah, I don't see a reason with the small doubleton heart, but I guess I kind of understand, right? Like, you don't want partner with king, queen, third of hearts to choose three no trump, right? Then East leads the jack of hearts, West gets in and puts a
Right.
heart through.
But
Um,
with this holding, maybe you do.
okay, maybe you do, has been called. Interesting.
King Jack fourth is very different from King Queen third, opposite a small doubleton.
True, true. Yeah, that's definitely true, and you're correct that West didn't find a heart raise. Um,
And meanwhile, if East finds a diamond lead, they're gonna take the first eight tricks, I believe, is first seven tricks.
just seven. The nine of hearts and dummy is a big card.
It's gonna be a very big card now.
Yeah, well, with the clubs not coming home, this is still only gonna be eight tricks for declare. It looks like.
Yeah, you'd love to find an end play, but unfortunately, East would have needed six hearts for that.
Yeah, it still wouldn't be good enough. I think declare is basically just going to.
Yeah, if East had a six heart suit, it would be good enough. I at least like deep finesse would find it right. You just strip West spades and then lead a low diamond, and if they put up the queen, you cover, and if they don't, you duck.
Oh, play on a strip squeeze against West is what
Yeah.
you're saying. I see. Yes, that's true.
I mean, it's obviously not a realistic possibility, but
Yeah, yeah. That would be very cute. But yes, I do believe declare is just going to cash the clubs. Who's declaring this? Oh, it's North. Well, then I have no idea what's going to happen. But I kind of suspected that declare would just eventually lead a diamond up to the king.
yeah, and that's certainly his best shot by by a lot.
Yeah. It does seem correct to cash the club queen and then two more rounds of spades before leading a diamond up, because setting up all of West clubs does nothing if the ace of diamonds is on side. But we'll have to see if declare takes that safety play. Otherwise, he might end up going down more.
And Bramley, meanwhile, we can see he has no problem, but of course he has to be worried about what's going on in the diamond suit. Like if he pitches two diamonds, he's gonna feel like a real schmuck if Declare had ace jack third or something.
Yeah, I kind of expect that they've given some sort of Smith signaling, and so Bramley should know that his hearts are no good. But he does pitch a diamond.
Yeah, so this is a spot where I'm a pretty big advocate of using Smith as kind of not showing anything specific, just my holding is better or worse than anticipated. But here, since North has four hearts at most, Greco knows that his two small hearts is his worst possible holding. Like, North doesn't have five hearts on this bidding, obviously.
Right.
So he can give encouraging Smith would say he had three hearts, because there would be plenty of three heart hands where he wouldn't raise.
Yep.
And I think East also knows that West has to have some values. Like even if Wolfson's bidding is not totally reliable, when he bids only one spade, West is marked with some stuff.
True. True. And I,
It's
I think Bramley
yeah,
also is. Yeah, he's going to get a fuller picture of the hand on this trick when his partner shows out.
Yeah, but I think at this point Bramley knows Greco has strong diamonds because he has nothing in spades, nothing in clubs, nothing in hearts, and Wolfson didn't open a no trump or jump.
Yeah, no, I mean, I think I just mean like he didn't know the opponents had a 4-4 spade fit
Right.
until this trick. So,
Yeah, so at this point Bramley's going to be fairly close to double dummy.
yep. Yeah, his partner would have put up a heart honor at trick one if he had one. So he knows about North's King Jack of Hearts.
And I think he probably knows about the Jack of Clubs from the pace of play also. Like
Yeah,
when Wolfson, cashed a couple of clubs and then like started looking a little panicky, he knows what's going on.
yep, that's true as well.
Yeah, like the Jack of Diamonds might be the only unaccounted for card. The Ace of Diamonds, I think, has to be with West at this point.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so Wilson is probably going to take some time here to figure out whether this really is hopeless or whether something might be possible.
Yeah, I bet Bart Bramley's sweating the Jack of Diamonds though. If Declare has that card, he can make it, right? He could just exit a high heart from his hand right now, and East gets unplayed into leading a red suit.
Right, because that club isn't set up yet.
Yeah. So he's probably just sitting over there like, oh man, why did I ever lead my own suit against this auction? Should have just
Yeah,
led
I mean,
diamonds.
there's nothing he can do about it if that's the position. But yeah, it's true. He has to be concerned about it.
Mm. Okay. He does now kind of work out to pitch a heart. I don't know if workout is the right term, but realize that his hearts are no good. Maybe he was actually just trying to be a little proactive about the defense, give his partner a diamond signal. And Greco's Jack of Diamond pitch, I think, is going to end the defense or end the hopes for
Yeah,
Declare.
it'll clarify the position for East in a very thoughtful way.
Yep. No defensive squeeze, even though Declare didn't cash the club queen before doing all of this. Eventually, Declare will either get a heart trick or the queen of clubs. So, I mean, even if he pops up with the diamond king, the defense can come to 3 diamonds and 2 hearts, but Declare will get the last trick.
Yeah, West was kind of squeezed if he pitches his heart to keep the 4 diamonds. It'll get end played to get declared that club trick for the same 8.
Yep. So Bramley just wants to be a little bit careful now about how he cashes out. He doesn't want his partner to get end played. Did play today start at 11 Eastern time? It started around like 11:15 Eastern. We had a bit of a slow start with VuGraph getting set up and all.
Yeah, it is currently 10:45 here in sunny Chicago, so they did start the view graph simultaneously with the actual event.
There's also a 30-minute delay. I disagree with that, but
Uh, it is possible there's a 30-minute delay because let me check the
maybe.
schedule. I could, but behind screens, it's possible that they started at 9:30. Let me take a look here. Yeah, they actually did start at 9:30 because of the screens, I guess.
Wait, so how does the VuGraph work then?
30-minute delay.
I thought BBO didn't have the capabilities of doing delay on
Maybe
VuGraph.
maybe they didn't, and now they do.
Wow. And now they've given
Yeah,
me
so
full control. I
I'm looking at the
just
schedule right now for Dolores Baumgart Memorial Day, and it started at 9:30.
oh, interesting. Okay, so we do have delay. That's kind of cool. So then why aren't they doing VuGraph for the rest of the stuff? Like the spin gold, they're stopping VuGraph at the round of 32.
Yeah, that's very strange.
Oh, yeah, so since you're at the tournament, do you know anything about this? There was a link on the tournament page saying that like there's a Twitch stream that's actually going to be up, like an official ACBL Twitch stream for coverage of the round of 16 onwards.
Huh.
Okay, you haven't
I
heard
did not.
anything.
No, I mean I like saw Jan and said hello yesterday, so if I see her again, I can ask her what the story is.
Okay, I kind of suspect that that just means they forgot to update their page, and that's not actually true. But I saw it the other day, and I thought that that was unusual. Well, I'm just now looking at this hand, and we have kind of an interesting board developing. I mean, South has a huge hand for the auction. I don't think he
Yeah.
should bid, and so Bathurst is a very strong technical player, and like also understands these positions very well. So like red on white, he probably was never thinking about
Yeah.
coming into this auction, but a lot of players would be very tempted with two decent 5 card minors to come in.
I mean, there's a few by the way, I just looked at the BBO VGR schedule and it still has nothing past the round of 32.
Mm-hmm.
Um, yeah, so I think one of the things is you have a very strong lead and an ace. So, like, it's not, a lot of times when you want to build these 5-5 hands, it's because you have a lot of offense and poor defense. But here, your offense is kind of indifferent. Your defense is really strong. Like, you lead the queen of clubs. If anyone has a doubled in jack or partner has it with any length, you're just going to beat 3 no trump pretty quickly.
Mm-hmm. Right. Yeah, that's a fair point as well. Um, but I do know for a fact that like especially like club level players or intermediate players will just look at this hand and be like, I have the perfect type of hand to bid two no trump
Right.
unusual, so I'm gonna do it. Uh,
Yeah, because I think the thought process extends as far as like this bid shows X, I have approximately X, therefore I make the bid, and not like, not get as far as like, why should I make this bid? Like, what's my upside and downside?
right.
Yeah, there's like I could bid 2 to show the minors, I better do that.
Yeah, so
Some
East West
people.
reach 4 spades. I mean, this is duplicated at both tables. I mean, East West are very close to having slam values. Obviously, that's what was going on in the auction when West. Oh, that's not what was going on in the auction. West just offered a choice of games.
Just interesting. But I mean, if you don't get a club lead, you will make a slam on these cards with a jack of hearts dropping.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, I guess West. I mean, obviously West had that Ace King 10 fifth of spades, which is a good holding. But West also had a bunch of kind of difficult to assess values. The Queen third of hearts might not be great. The Jack Doubleton of diamonds might not be great. So with what was it, 14 count opposite partners, 15 to 17 range, it's close, but maybe not worth investigating.
Yeah, I mean, your alternative is to, presumably like 4 diamonds showing a balanced slam try if you play that thing. Um, which like your hand is minimum. Like your partner doesn't really have any room over that anyway. I think like and also, and then when partner doesn't have a third spade, you've gone past 3 no trump.
Yep.
So you really just don't have any good options.
Yeah, it's a little surprising to me that East didn't have a way to show 4 card spade support over the transfer.
Yeah, at both tables they just accepted the transfer.
Yeah, I guess I'm familiar with playing a lot of systems where like three spades effectively shows a preempt. I mean, like not a preempt, but like four cards, four or five cards in a minimum, and then
Yeah,
you
and
can use.
a lot of people play you can show your double tin just by bidding it.
Yeah, so I would do that with like a maximum. So like two no trump and blah 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 all show maxes, and then with
I don't know,
four.
say like
Yeah.
15 counter nod that ECN kind of looks like a maximum to me with all the values outside spades and you know, mostly coordinated, ace, king, king, queen. Like,
Yep.
that's an awfully good hand opposite just about any five card spade suit.
True. Yeah. Yeah. Queen of Spades is a big card as well, but
Yeah, and like Queen of Spades, and no, like the Jack of Spades would kind of be a wasted card on a lot of layouts. Like Queen Fourth is kind of a perfect holding.
yep. That's why key card allows you to ask for the trump queen.
Yeah, well, there's, like, I'm sure you know this principle where, like, when you have a very long trump fit, you don't want too many high cards in your trump suit. You'd rather have them elsewhere because they're probably redundant.
Sure. Yeah. Yeah.
I mean,
That's
like,
true.
we're talking like queens and jacks, not aces and kings, but
Hmm.
I think there's a point at which you'd rather have values outside because if you have like an 11 card trump fit, you don't need the queen jack.
Yep. Well, the match is 1-0 after five boards. How long are these segments? 15 boards each. When
Yeah.
so when did we go from 16 to 15? I remember like it felt like a really big change to me going from 16 to 15.
Yeah, so the WBF has like as almost forever been 15s. So at some point, so the USBF has always just mirrored what the WBF does, and then at some point, I would guess it was like close to, but not quite 10 years ago, the ACBL followed suit. Um, maybe just like giving in that that's what the whole world does. And I was allowed for 16 is you get to play every dealer in vulnerability.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so it was like. I I don't know. I would guess like circa 2015, maybe a little earlier. Yeah, I don't like it. I mean, I'm a traditionalist, but it's a losing battle.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, the table was on a small break, but we do have the next deal loaded in, and this is a lot of spades. I mean, at these colors, what do you do? Do you open one spade? Do you open four spades? Is there another
Four.
alternative?
Yeah, I would just open four. I mean, you have nine spades and also nine tricks.
Yeah. So East does go with a four spade opener. I think I like the
So
choice.
I
And
believe it's going to be 790, but we'll see.
yeah, so South, I mean, South is definitely in a bit of a pickle. Obviously, double is probably the most practical choice. But,
If you're north, you cannot pull this.
oh no, of course not. North is just, but okay, but North will pull, right?
Oh, okay, well, this north might, but
Yeah.
I think with two kings though, like don't you just hope? Like I know, like he knows Bramley's vulnerable. Bramley's not crazy, although Bramley is pretty aggressive, especially when it comes to preempts in my memory.
Hmm.
Yeah, I think you just have to hope that like you can take one and a half tricks, and your partner can contribute two and a half, and you manage a plus score.
Oh, I mean, most of the time I would expect a plus score with North's
Right.
cards. Um,
Right. I mean, I think North has to know it's possible he's going minus. Like, Bramley's a good player who can see the vulnerability too. Like, he's going to have a hand where he's not getting destroyed in four spades.
yep.
So, meanwhile, so North South were going to, I guess, yeah, North South. Their par is five clubs, double down one for 100, right?
Is it?
No, it's down two because the diamonds they lose a spade, a heart, a diamond. Yeah, no, it's down one. They lose one a spade, a heart, and a diamond.
Yeah.
Oh no,
Yeah.
you can pitch a diamond on a heart actually. So yeah, so do you make five diamonds or five clubs rather?
Uh, huh.
No, because East gets a rough.
Yeah, okay, but that's probably well, actually, that's true. East probably would just get a rough.
It's a little hard though, right? Because West is sitting there. South is going to be the dummy. So it goes like, let's say it goes ace of spades and East does find this heart shift. There you are as West with your Jack 10 fourth of diamonds and dummies ace king queen 9 fifth.
Yeah, but I think
I think they haven't gotten this rough so quickly.
well, as West, you play back a red suit, right? Like it might not be obvious to play a diamond instead of a heart, but maybe you can work it out.
Maybe. I mean, like, so it goes like Jack of spades, like seven of hearts from East or something like that to make sure the partner knows you don't have the king. Um, I think it's very hard. I guess the Jack of Diamonds is safe enough because when it goes around, you still have your trick protected.
Hmm. Yeah, I guess it can
Yeah, so
depend
maybe,
on the auction as well, right?
yeah.
Like, and wow, the other table does find five diamonds doubled in the south. Yeah, question: would I open at one or four? I absolutely would open at four. I I like opening hands that have some sort of like plan for getting to several alternative contracts at the one level. But this is a hand where it's like, yes, we might miss a slam if I open four spades. If partner has like the perfect kind of hand for me, nothing wasted in diamonds, good heart values. But aside from possibly missing a slam, I really want to preempt the auction and force the opponents to make a high level decision quickly. And my hand is like well within what a vulnerable against not four spade bid should look like in terms of trick taking power. So,
Yeah, and I think actually the risk of missing slam is fairly low because when West has a very good hand, like yeah, he has to be worried about Queen Jack 10, eighth or ninth, and a side card or something. But most of the time, like if you're playing, with a strong expert as all these players, or most of these players in this match are, like when your partner opens four spades for a seat red white they have a hand that isn't going for more than 200, right? Like maybe 500 on an extremely bad day. But if you have a hand that looks like slam might be in play, it's fairly safe to investigate or, Blackwood or do whatever you do. Like here, where Greco had a small singleton spade, if he had ace, king, ace, king, ace, king outside, might still choose to let it go, but I bet he would have been.
okay, I mean, like, yeah, but I'm thinking more, like, we're missing slam when partner's hand is like ace, king, queen, fifth of hearts and out, right? Like, that's happening. We're missing
Oh,
slam
sure,
when partner has king,
but we
queen of
never get
hearts and
but
ace of
those slams.
clubs.
No,
Yeah.
there's no realistic auction from any starting point where we get to slam.
Well, if we open a spade, we at least have some potential to do a bit of
Yeah,
exploring. But I mean, like that's kind of the point I'm making. Like, yes, we might miss slam on these hands, but we're going to gain a lot on hands like this where we open four spades and put pressure on the opponents. At the other table, Mech opened 3-0, solid major, right?
yeah.
And Finn Kolesnik elected to bid four diamonds. I mean, like, what else can he do? He can't make a takeout double because he doesn't know. I mean, he knows what major East has, but his partner won't know. So he just bid his better minor suit, and
Yeah, well, I think his plan was probably to, uh, if it went like check, check, four spades, then to double to show exactly the hand type that he had.
right. But Sam Dinkin just directly bidding five diamonds. I mean, probably kind of similarly expecting that East has a long spade suit, and now that he's found a diamond fit, the colors are just right. He doesn't want to, you know, flip a coin as to whether or not four spades is going down. At imps, you can take this kind of safety play, bid to the five level, and take a cheap save.
Yeah, I mean, and by the way, like from Sam's point of view, five diamonds would often be a make, right? I mean, Finn only had a five card trump suit. That's you know, very much under his expectancy.
Mm-hmm.
Like
Yep.
obviously, like he had a very sensible four diamond bid, but from Sam's point of view, he expects to have at least 10 diamonds and often more.
Yep.
So Bramley is just uh,
Trying
it's
to
hard
earn
pitching.
himself an extra imp.
Yeah, I guess like the Jack of Hearts, Jack of Clubs was pitched at some point, so he's hoping that somehow something double happened where he gets an extra club check.
Yeah. I mean, if he's been counting the play, he'll definitely exit the Queen of Clubs here, hoping that it's like King Doubleton with South and Singleton Ace with North. Um, but no, looks like 10
Well,
tricks.
I don't think that South was hopping up with the King of Clubs if East let the Queen out of his hand.
Okay, okay. Yeah, maybe not.
Yeah, play too much with robots.
Fair point. Either way, 12 imps to Team Dinkin and the first big swing in the match. We could have had a big swing on the third board if Wolfson found the right defense at this table. But that's going to open up a bit of a lead. Still a ton of boards to play. We're 10% of the way through the full match, 60 boards over the course of the day.
So, do we know how the seating works in this event?
Nope.
Is it like just coming out of some round robin, like straight ranking there? Because this side of the bracket is much stronger than the other side.
I do not know. I played in the GNTs once in the past. Let me try and remember how that worked for seating. It was too long ago. I do not recall.
Yeah, I think I did once too, but maybe not. Like there have been a few tournaments where I came early for some event, but maybe they were all NAOPs.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so PJ says there's some choosing rights for the top 4 or 8 teams to select your opponent. That's like a first round choice. But so does that mean
Yeah,
that the seeding comes from the Swiss format?
it must, yeah.
Kind of another interesting choice by Bramley over here. East, club passes spade. He elects to make a takeout double. He definitely could have chosen to overcall a no trump, but I guess we see a little bit of consistency from him on some of these actions.
Well, I mean, some people actually do still care about stoppers even here in 2023.
He has stoppers. He has ace king third of spades. What, are you concerned about the club suit?
I mean, I might or might not be. He certainly was.
Yeah. Well, I kind of think even if he had like a club stopper, he might have chosen double. He does have the 4 card heart suit and is
Maybe.
looking to
Yeah.
find a heart fit.
Yeah.
And Bramley does like the off-shaped takeout doubles. Interesting.
Yeah.
Whoa! Fun result in the other room. 2 diamonds doubled in the north.
So are we surprised that Bramley passed fairly quickly?
Over a no trump?
Yeah.
Not really. His hand's so flat. He didn't find the fit that he was looking for. I think his hope was just if we have a 4-4 heart fit, I might be interested in exploring, but if not, then I have 5 tricks.
Yeah, I mean, West could certainly have as much as a 10, maybe even a bad 11 count, and then you'd feel kind of stupid.
Yeah, but I mean, maybe game still just doesn't make, right? Like, you ace king third of spades in the opponent's suit is sure 2 tricks, but no more. And ace king
Right.
queen fourth of hearts opposite not 4 hearts. doesn't necessarily produce a ton of tricks either.
I guess true. Yeah, Greco's doubleton was 9 doubleton instead of Jack 9 doubleton. All of a sudden, one no trump is not cold yet.
Yeah.
And as it is here, looks like it's going to be just making.
Yeah, so I mean, this will be a sizable swing. I mean, 3 umps considering the state of the match, going the way of Wolfson. Yes, Wolfson. So what happened in the other room? They get to 2 diamonds doubled. I guess it was just double north south and diamonds day. A no trump by south, forced by their system. 12-14 red. Excellent, excellent opening bid structure. Double by east, north ran to 2 diamonds. 2 places to play, I guess.
Probably, yeah. And David, yeah, figuring like his hand wasn't, exactly the hand you want to have to be making this double, but it's not a game. I guess like 380 wouldn't be a great result, but probably the worst result was 180.
Yeah. So 3 umps to Wolfson. And on to board 8. We're about halfway through the segment. West picks up a fun little hand. 16 count, 5-5 in the red suits. Hold on, have we seen East-West play precision? Greco and Hampson play precision, right?
Greco and Hampson play fairly close to the Max with Rodwell notes, yeah.
Right. Okay, yeah, so we are going to see a precision opener. Precision 1 club from West.
I believe Bramley also plays precision with Kit Woolsey. I'm not sure if they're still playing together, but I think they were a precision pair.
Okay, so let's see the fun precision system at work. I mean, I kind of expect East to bid 1 spade and South to bid 2 spades.
Funny, yeah.
No, I mean, South obviously will not bid, but...
Commentator points out that North-South have not scored a plus score at either table yet.
Wow, really?
Yeah.
Oh my god, that's so true. We have 7 minus scores. Okay, East bids a spade, South Kevin Bathurst once again, kind of understanding that this is not his hand. He will have the opportunity later to double 3 no trump, for example, if he wants a spade lead. And so he's just going to bide his time. East-West have found a heart fit, and yeah, what do you do as West here? I mean, in terms of like high card count, you're fairly minimal. The singleton ace and partner suit isn't like good or bad. It's just kind of mediocre.
Yeah, I think you have to bid 4 diamonds, right? Partner is completely unlimited.
Yeah, I guess it might depend on their agreements. If 3 spades is just a Q bid and not showing a double fit, then maybe 3 spades. But we'll see what West elects to do. I mean, I'm nowhere near an expert on the precision system, so I don't have a lot of practice on hands of this type. I'm sure.
Yeah, I think 3 spades here, though. Oh, I would have thought that 3 spades was not a Q bid, but
Right. Yeah, that's basically what I was questioning. But yeah. I do kind of defer to Greco's experience on this, that he also thinks West's hand is probably worth exploring for slam, and we'll see what East elects to do. I mean, yeah, I was gonna say, like, I would probably have just given some sort of non-serious try as East if I had that available. Maybe three spades was non-serious.
Yeah, so Kit, who presumably plays the same system, since Bramley is or was his partner, like says interesting choice of three spades. Obviously, he thinks it's not the system bid.
Sure. Um, yeah, I think East Sand opposite a non-serious try probably isn't worth exploring with such a bad spade suit. But opposite a spade cue, I would have definitely at least given it a try of some sort, either 3-no or 4 diamonds.
Yeah, particularly a spade cue that hasn't limited the hand in any way. You kind of owe it to partner, so maybe that's right.
Yeah. Kit sounding very English. Interesting choice of three spades. Yes. Alright, so both tables reaching 4 hearts after the club lead.
So another plus score to East-West.
Yeah, there's, I guess, no chance that the club goes away even if South doesn't cash it. I was thinking maybe Bathurst was wondering about switching to the Spade King, because that might be his only avenue to beat the hand if his partner was void in spades. But he does just cash 2 clubs. So 12-4 is the match score right now. I think for the most part, fairly good bridge being played all around. I've had a couple of differences in opinions on a few boards. Board 4, they reached 3-no trump instead of finding their spade fit. A couple of different part scores being played on some hands, but big difference still being that 4-spade preempt versus 3-no preempt. I guess you could call it a system win for one of the pairs.
There's nothing anyone did at either table that one could call an error. Just just the luck of how things came up on that board.
Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna check to see who our VuGraph operator is. What is this searching thing? I have the feeling. Okay, we don't get a name on our VuGraph operator, so we don't know who it is. But I have the feeling that BBO put in a software update, and all they did was make things take 10 times longer to run. Which is silly.
Finally found a hand Bramley would overcall a no trump on.
We did. Yeah, how many points is it? Oh, it's 17, it's 4 triple 3, and he only has 1 4-card major. Got it. So Greco electing to transfer to diamonds, although 2-no might have more meanings, but that's what Greco's going to do, show his diamond suit. And it's worth noting, so I'll think about this hand that Bathurst has in the context of board, where is it?
Board 3.
Yeah, board 3, where he raised to 2 clubs on 3 jacks. And, I mean, a fairly similar texture to the hand. Here, 2 clubs wouldn't really take up a ton of bidding room, and so he elects not to do it.
Did you just have Jan van Cleef pop up doing voice commentary with video? Because I just did.
Someone else clicked the clicked the thing.
I did not. It just showed up. Oh, you know what? I bet it's not to watch them. I bet it's so they can watch you. I bet it adds you to their stream.
Right. Yeah. No, I will have to. I'll probably during the break send an email back to Diana about like, hey, I have all of these new buttons and I accidentally clicked one. Please tell me what to do because Otherwise, bad things might happen.
Yeah, right.
So we do get the diamond transfer to no trump alerted as exactly diamonds. And Bramley bids 3 diamonds. I'm not exactly sure what that shows. There was no alert. I think most players play either 3 clubs or 3 diamonds shows a max. Um,
Yeah, I think 3 diamonds showing, you know, a decent, not necessarily a maximum, but at least like, a good some help in diamonds or whatever is the right way to play. Because then, if West can bid 2 no Trump with like 5-5 in the minors in a bad hand, and if he's your partner bid 3 clubs, he can just drop it.
yep.
Well, East hand, like it's sort of a maximum, but as maximums go, it's pretty bad.
True. Although I think a lot of the times people define maximum just based on their diamond support, right? Because
Yeah, but Queen third is like kind of on the, in the middle ground.
sure, yeah, but I think kind of one of the main points is you want to be able to reach 3 now on these hands where you only have like 23 highs, but you have a good fit in the suit that you're trying to run. So,
Yeah, I think 3 diamonds, like, it doesn't show maximum high cards. It says, like, I have a good fit for diamonds, meaning if you need one high card to fill in your suit to run it for 3 no Trump, I have it. Like, that's exactly what that bit means.
sure, yeah.
Here, like, you sort of do and sort of don't. You have the extra high cards, which means you might be protected if you need to give up the lead in diamonds twice. But, meanwhile, things like quite well for declare with diamond splitting and both spade honors on side.
And the ace king of clubs on side, yeah, no, I mean, he's gonna be thrilled about the result, but there's just nothing that the defense can do. I mean, it's very possible the defense drops a trick in the play here. Like North could easily switch to. Okay, I was gonna say North might even switch to a low spade, but he just goes ace of spades, ace of clubs. Okay, so I mean, North tried a different approach, looking to give his partner club rough, hoping that South was leading from Jack Doubleton. I don't, I don't think South is Gib, but I guess it's possible that Kevin might have found a Jack Doubleton lead against this auction.
Yeah, and his partner did. His partner did open the suit.
His
I mean,
partner.
he's like,
Oh,
wasn't
true. Yeah. Still, I mean, with the no Trump overcall, I think there's like equal likelihood of North or East having club stuff. So leading from Jack Doubleton is scary.
It's true, although we can see that South with his ace of diamonds entry, like a partner has ace of clubs, and he declare as king queen. Now you get a club rough.
Yeah.
So like you would lead a small doubleton club most of the time for that reason. Like maybe just treating Jack Doubleton as the same is sensible.
Sure. Sure. Well,
And Kip points out that actually this hand is not over yet. Declare has to guess the diamonds.
yes. Although, it kind of feels natural to do so. So North is turned up with the ace king of clubs, the ace of spades, and did not open a no trump.
And didn't continue spades, which strongly suggests that he has the queen.
Yeah. Although that is kind of irrelevant. He's turned up with at least 11 highs, and he can't have the diamond ace.
Right. Oh, I was thinking he had 13, like would also mean if he had a diamond ace, he had 17, which would also be a no trump opening.
Sure. Although in that case, it's like a little scarier because North could have 18, right?
Right.
Um, and you could have the Jack of Hearts in addition to everything else, and then yeah. Okay, so Declare does guess right, keeping the 100% East-West scorecard intact through 9 boards. God,
Through 10 boards, I guess.
through 10 boards, you think? Um, yeah, probably true. I mean, East-West appeared to have a decent chance in 6 hearts.
And better than decent with, as they actually lie.
Yeah, there are some ways Declare could manage to go down, like playing Diamond to the 9, but I
Yeah.
suspect the slam will come home.
I mean, I don't think though, like with the 10 of hearts dropping, you don't really need to do that, right? If you play a diamond, get back in, draw a couple of trump. Well, I guess you play diamond on the first round. That's a little deep.
Yeah. I mean, Declare might also just get a club rough from North or club lead from North, and that'll resolve the club situation, and that'll make the hand fairly easy.
Yeah, sure.
3 diamonds bid and made at both tables. So both tables keeping the all East-West scorecard alive.
18 for 18.
Yeah, this I will say, having a little experience of having scorecards like this in team games, you might think that this can be fairly discouraging, and for some players it will be, but I always tend to think about bridge more in the sense of like, did I do something wrong? Or like, did I make a big mistake? And as long as North-South at both tables are sitting there, not just looking at the scorecard and seeing all of these minus scores, but instead considering each hand in isolation and being like, did I make a mistake here? Is there something I did that obviously would have been different at the other table and would have earned them a big swing? And if they come to the conclusion, no, I don't expect them to be, that much on tilt at this point in the set. But obviously, it kind of feels terrible when you just keep writing down like minus 450, minus 790, minus 450 sort of thing.
Yeah, these have all been pretty easy flat hands, so I don't think North South is going to be sweating it too much at either table.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah, we certainly all have the sets where we had 13 or 14 minus scores out of 15 or 16, and either lost a handful of imps on the set or one imps because it was just totally normal.
mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, actually, our hand against Loria and Versace in the third segment, we had 15 out of 16 minus scores on our card. I remember McAllister was kibitzing me for the set, and after the set, we had went into the segment ahead by like 9 imps or something. McAllister was just like, "Oh, you guys got blown out," and then we had lost by like 3 in the segment. And it was just a completely normal set of boards, but we had all of these negative scores on the scorecard.
Yeah, I think you and I both knew that that was just some complete nothing set.
Right. Yeah, but it's very possible that considering that McAllister kind of had that impression that there are bridge players out there who would be very distraught by seeing all these minuses piling up. Have I been on John's podcast yet? I don't expect to ever be on John's podcast. I would be happy to join him. I think that would be actually great. In fact, now that I'm getting into finance and stuff, maybe it would be worthwhile to reach out and see about joining him for a minute. But we didn't exactly part on the friendliest of terms, unfortunately.
It's been a very long time, though.
Yeah, it was a while ago, but from what I hear, there are bridge players who hold grudges against me. So,
yeah, it's quite possible.
yeah. McAllister was my first ever sponsor for bridge events, so we got off to a good relationship, and I think it was okay. But I was still new in the business. I didn't do a very good job of being a good pro, and he was also a little new to the game. and so there was just like a little bit of a shaky footing to begin with. But
Can I? I won't do it without permission, but I would love to redeem some channel points. You can tell the story of the hand that you refused to apologize for.
oh my god, dude, J-Lol was just like, man, I totally feel for you on this one. Um,
All right, shall I do it? I'll leave the final decision up to you here.
sure, yeah. No, you can totally redeem something. Just click on one of the buttons. I will. Man, it would be great if I could put the hand together. Okay, no, I can totally do it, but I'll have to do it during the dinner break.
Yeah. I thought there was a story time bonus,
Mm.
but I'll just use analyze a hand.
Yeah. I will. I will do that. So I'll have to put the hand together during dinner, but I will have that ready for the start of the third quarter. That was that was quite the hand. And and you know,
I
like,
understand you were right, but
you know,
you were a bad pro on the hand.
I really was. See, that was the thing. It took me a while to realize, but John didn't really care about the actual bridge on the hand. He more cared that like I was just being stubborn, and I really was just being stubborn. So
Yeah, I was like, you'll show everyone the hand, but I think you didn't fully appreciate that, like, he wasn't up to knowing what was going on after what you did.
true. Yep.
Like, right or not, like, you made a play that he wasn't capable of conceptualizing.
True. Although, like from a bridge perspective, that wasn't the problem.
Yeah.
But yes, no, we'll talk about that. It's
Yeah.
it is a fun hand.
Yeah, so meanwhile,
But dude, also
Wolfson.
like the bad luck. No, I'll get into it later. Like the bad luck about the opponents we were playing against. We were playing on a side event at a national against Gear Helgamo. It was just the stupidest. Wait, no. I'm sorry. That was later. But like, it was in the same event that like we played against Helgamo at the national in a side event. Uh,
Yeah, I think while we're tanking here, did I ever tell you the story that Chris told me about Palawan playing in one of those?
no.
So there were some nationals. Like Chris and Paul weren't playing together, but Michael was playing with like some other expert. They're on some event and decided just to play in a one session side game to fill the hours.
Hmm.
And I think what they agreed was if the opponents opened, they wouldn't look at their hands. So, like, I mean, they weren't gonna like bid blind, from the start, but they weren't gonna look at their hands if there was nobody bid in front of them.
Hmm.
So it goes a spade on Palawan's right, and he doesn't look at his hand and passes, and it goes two spades, pass fast, back to him. And he still hasn't looked at his hand, but he figures he got a balance on this auction, right? So he bids three hearts.
Okay. Yep.
And it goes all fast, and they make the opening lead. Now, he looks at his hand. He sees, I got three hearts. All right. His partner comes down with five of them.
Yep.
So, play out the hand. He makes his 140. And the couple walks away to the table. Do you see what he had?
Wait, there was no director call?
No.
Nice. Yeah, I like side events at nationals are a real like crapshoot in terms of how difficult they are. Like when Jay Don and I played in a side event at one of the nationals, there were just like four world class pairs in our field.
Yeah.
And so there was like the four of them, and me and Jay Don were like in the mid 60s in percent. And then like sixth place was like 55%, and everyone else was below them. It was
Yeah,
just
I played
ridiculous.
in some that were like that, and then I played in one with Anam. This is a few years ago. It was like it was gonna have been like 2012 or something, and almost everyone we played against was playing 16 to 18 no trumps.
Nice,
It was like
nice.
the average age of the field, and she was like probably 20 at the time. The average age of the field was still north of 90.
Yeah, makes sense. Well, back to back to bridge. Good reminiscing, but Six
All right.
Arts has been bid made at both tables. Both tables having a very similar auction, in fact, that West, after kind of making a slam try and hearing their partner completely reject and say nothing, just jumped to Six Hearts, which worked
Yes,
out.
so here's a question. How similar was the auction? Are Mexrith and Berkowitz also a strong club pair? I
Um,
would,
yes, yeah, but Berkowitz elected to make a non-serious
I'm
slam try.
actually not sure because on board eight, West opened one heart instead of one club.
Board 8, West Open Hard instead of a club. Yeah,
I know it
okay.
doesn't, it's not definitive.
No,
I
you're
think,
probably right then. Didn't they play Precision in the trials, though?
I don't know, and I can ask Dana, but I thought Dana might have told me that. So, they both played a lot of precision in their lives. But I thought Dana might have told me that their approaches to precision were so different that they actually prefer to play standard instead of like going crazy with, um, like with their like even though they're sort of like both, in the general precision space, like Mexer's precision and Berkowitz old timey precision are so different.
They didn't play together in the trials. Well, that's a load of bullshit. What do you mean they didn't play together in the trials? Who did Mech? Oh, Mech played with Zia? Oh, did Mech play with Zia? Am I wrong about this?
Oh, I think didn't Berkowitz play with Larry in the trials?
Oh God, yeah, no. But that was the senior trials. Hold on. Everyone slow down. Because Papa Burke and Papa Mech played together in something. What was it?
They've played together at a few events. I mean, over the last couple of years since Rodwell dropped out of high level bridge.
I know, but it really wasn't the trials. It was Mech and Zia, wasn't? I'm vaguely recalling Mech and Zia.
I think that sounds right. And I know like Mexrith has played a few events with Steve Garner.
Ooh, yeah, no, I have seen that weird partnership as well. Wow, look at what happened here. We're not even paying attention. We get an under lead of the Ace of Hearts and declare Flies King. This is some real high level stuff.
I mean, this is a pretty classic spot for an underlead, right?
Sure, yeah, but it's still often impressive when it happens. I guess Declare's thought is that like it didn't really help. Oh, Diana's contacting me. Hey, yeah. So I mean, 10 4 ups at King 9 Doubleton. If Declare was just hoping to score a trick in that suit itself without thinking about the rest of the hand, it might have made sense for him to stick in the 9 and hope that West was leading from honor third, right? So, but seeing the rest of the hand, the Ace of Clubs is a discard, and he's gonna lose a diamond trick anyway, most of the time. So pitching a diamond on the Ace of Clubs doesn't help. Pitching hard on the Ace of Clubs actually can help. Um,
Yeah, I mean, I think I like the play of going up because, like, the position you're talking about is possible, but, very specific. And the ace under lead, especially from a really great player like Greco, is actually somewhat likely on this auction.
yeah, Yeah.
Like, you can't. You also like you can't let people talk you out of normal plays. Like he was going to lead a heart to the king. West under lead would often be the ace, so you just lead a heart to the king. Only they did it for you.
Yeah. Okay, so PJ says Mech and Burke have. Sorry, Papa Mech and Papa Burke. Wait, does Mini Mech still play bridge?
I haven't seen any of them in years. Actually, last year when I was playing in the trials, Mexstruth said that one of his sons, possibly both of them, have children of their own, so like and presumably very small at this point. So it would make sense they'd be taking some time off to deal with that.
Got it. Okay, so Papa Mac and Papa Burke have played all of the nationals since Rodball went off the deepens.
I don't think that's right, 'cause I think Mexstruth and Garner played in at least one, but I could be confusing that with the trials.
Okay, so then maybe it really is just the nationals where I've seen the Jeff and David partnership. God, it feels so weird to say Jeff and David. Like Jeff's only play with Eric's. That's the way it has to be.
Yeah, boy, Rodwell really, really turned into a fucking lunatic. Or I guess more likely was always a fucking lunatic and, finally had a catalyst for it to come out to the wider world.
Hmm.
Yeah, it's amazing. I think I said this in previous podcasts, like, Extra's temperament, now that he's playing with anyone but Rodwell, is so much better. Like, especially when he was playing. Actually, yeah, I guess with the trials last year, he played with Garner, and I was his screen mate, and he was just like happy, having a good time. Like every time I've seen him with Rodwell, he's just been so grumpy.
Hmm.
I mean, Garner's obviously a very good influence on people.
That's true. Yeah, Steve Garner is just like an all-around happy guy all the time.
Yeah,
Super positive.
yeah.
So Declarer is doing quite well in two spades. I mean, probably just trying to be a little careful from here because he knows he can ruff a heart and then ruff a club, and he's going to score at least, 8 tricks that way. I guess cashing the ace king of diamonds is kind of technically the best match point plan, but he's going to come out home with a lot of tricks here. 3 spades to come will be.
So, North South is still not gone plus in the other room where they had another Dinkin special.
Oh no. I
Take a look at
did notice the result from the other room, but I didn't.
Yeah, take a look at the auction, by the way. How do you get to 2 clubs on North South cards?
I mean, as North, you just lose all respect for the game of bridge. Is that the answer?
Kind of.
Yeah. Okay. Well, that I'm not going to call a system loss for the Dinkin system. That was just a player loss.
I mean, I don't know what 2 clubs showed, but do you think 2 clubs with Steeman and Sam just like decided to pass?
Yep, I absolutely do.
Yeah, I guess there was no alert to 2 clubs. You're probably right.
Good old plus 200 the hard way. 2 of a major making 5 earns their side 6 imps, and the match is still fairly close. I mean, we still have that one large swing for 4 spades doubled making at this table. But
And by
Wolfson
the
has
way,
battled back.
2 clubs was makeable, at least according to Deep Finesse. And if you're North and going to pass on a hand like that, he'd better declare better than he did.
That's always been my belief. That, oh my god, we have another 4 spade opener. Or maybe. We'll see what Wolfson elects to do.
Just what I would open one. The spades are weaker and the hand is very different with that ace double to the clubs on the side.
Sure, yeah. Yeah, less distribution, definitely.
Nine solid and out is a very different hand from this one. And also, this is only an 8-trick hand at most.
Hold on, I've seen East's hand before.
Oh my god, we have seen East hand before.
Where's that one no opener board? Hold on.
It's board 5.
Board 5. It's not exactly the same hand, but I remembered the ace nine fifth of diamonds and king queen 10 9 fifth of clubs. This is wild. That
Same shapes.
wow. Very similar hand. I mean, the Queen of Hearts does make the hand a little better than the Jack Doubleton, which Bathurst held, and obviously at this vulnerability, you do want to be coming in with 2-0.
Wow. So look what happened at the other table. Yeah, meanwhile, Wolfson is about to make Kevin very sad. Wow.
You
Yeah,
don't
so
you don't see any gin and tonics here? Yes, this is the gin and tonic national championships. All the players must play drunk and consume at least one beverage per 15 minutes.
uh, I can certainly point people to my article on winning match point strategy.
Take more drinks. Is that the answer?
No, this hand I played with Itai a few years ago. Here, I'll paste it to the chat because uh, it's very funny. But yeah, part of the hand, it basically was a hand where like there was discussion at dinner about the optimal amount of drunk to be to play bad match points. In this case, like the second day of a 2-day national pair game, which is still like a fairly weak pair field. And then like a demonstration of this principle in action on the first board after we got back for the dinner break.
Nice, nice.
And of course, I titled the article "Winning Match Point Strategies" just to like make people who clicked on it really angry when they saw what it was actually about.
Mm-hmm. Well, we are going to get a swing on this board of some kind because very hard to score 500 in four spades.
Yeah, I mean, I don't like the four spade bid chosen to go to table, but it was, maybe it wasn't effective because four spades is probably going to make here, right? They're going to lose, well, not on that lead now. They're going to lose two spades, a club. Actually, did they make it now? Let's see. So they're going to lose a diamond, a club, and two spades. Yeah, so a heart will go away, presumably, but they're not going to make this.
Right. Yeah, tough hand. I mean, at the other table, obviously, after the four spade opener, East has no reason to think that he shouldn't be coming in favorable. Gets to five diamonds. South had no problem doubling.
And these colors also, like, if you're ever going to have a spot where you can push the opponents up a level higher, this is the one.
Yep. It was going to be hard for the defense to not beat four spades here. I mean, Bramley would have had to like lead a trump or something.
Oh, ace of diamonds lead, and the west bid I think would have been good enough.
Sure, yes, that's also true. But yeah, I think king of clubs from king queen makes a ton of sense here.
Yeah, so this will be quite a large swing to the Dinkin team, right? Looks like they're going to beat this. Are they going to beat it two or just one?
Should
just one, I guess.
It should be down one just because, I mean,
from here, that's
yeah, the diamond gets roughed with a natural trump trick.
Right, so this will be 12 imps to Dinkin.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, looks like Dinkin has done very well on the big swing boards. They're losing the board a match, but they're comfortably in the lead in the match overall. Greco trying to be as clever as he can. He roughs with the eight of spades, knowing full well that if Declare over roughs, he's still going to have natural trump trick. And this will steal a trick on defense. So Declare needs to be, just concede the hand, pitch the heart now. And
yeah, and there's obviously no trump coup here with Declare needing to shorten himself three times and having zero dummy entries.
Right, right. Wait, what is this article? Whoops, sorry, didn't mean to pull it up on the same tab.
It was truly an amazing hand.
Oh, well, Wolfson did make the mistake of over roughing the eight of spades. It's a very clever play by Greco because sometimes you can get lulled into this like sense of. I mean, obviously this is just kind of North not really fully thinking through the how many losers he has, but yeah, some players will just be like, "Yep, you should definitely rough."
Yeah, although it didn't actually cost him any imps.
That is sad, but true. Kind of a flaw in the imp scale, where
Yeah, you
sometimes,
do something stupid that doesn't swing any imps. There's just be an arbitrary penalty.
yes, procedural penalty for doing something wrong. Okay, three boards to go. We do have another distributional hand on board 13, which Dinkin has apparently done fairly well with in this segment. So North opens a spade. We're going to see probably a two-heart overcall from East, but maybe he's going to do something else. No, he bids two hearts.
The Dinkin system is obviously fairly silly, but you could imagine that it's like silly and bad most of the time, but there's certain hands that it's absolutely optimized for.
Yep. Okay, so Bathurst electing to make a negative double, as South showing both minors. This seems reasonable to me. I mean, a three club bid kind of forces your side to game, and it's like you're kind of on the cusp, right? But you don't really have a fit yet. You have no idea where to play. So the negative double gives you a bit more flexibility.
Yeah, and I think if you bid three clubs, the auction could get annoying and complicated. Here, like, you really just want to hear it go double pass, 2-no, pass 3-no.
Yeah, that is definitely true. So double allows West to redouble, showing probably ace, king, or queen double ten of hearts, is my guess.
Yeah, it's gotta be.
And while that's probably going to excite Bramley a little bit, I don't think he has any reason to compete further in this hand, with the queen fourth of spades being kind of shaky values. Three small clubs when South is showing clubs isn't great.
Yeah, so North will bid three diamonds here, as he just did, and now as South, what do you do?
I gotta be honest, like if we were playing and we had this auction, I would probably just pass. But I can totally understand. Okay, Bathurst passes.
That's quickly, actually. Good for him.
Yeah, I could understand like a four diamond bump. But it's just like, where are we really headed?
Right.
Five diamonds is a long way
Right.
away. Partner bid my weaker minor.
Yeah, Potter doesn't have a fifth diamond. We're probably already, already as high as we ever want to be.
Yeah, okay, so finally Dinkin gets a little bit overboard on one of these big swing hands, and this will be a big swing back to Wolfson because they do stay a little bit low. Not everyone agrees five diamonds is a long way away. Well, all the expert players at the tables. Sorry, am I being too harsh?
If
uh,
diamonds are 2-2, you're only down one, which suggests it's a decent ways away. When you have three top losers, it's not really that close.
What the
I mean,
hell was this auction in the other? I'm just we're
yeah,
I
think
can't look
yourself
at
like
that.
your hand is flat. You're playing at least at the Dinkin table, presumably a strong club system. Yeah, as they are, or some kind of I don't know. One club showed, but like yeah, one club was just alerted as artificial. Very helpful.
Yep. Well, okay.
Yes,
Three diamonds is going to be a little bit interesting because Declare off the top. I mean, it obviously appears Declare only has four losers off the top. They have two hearts and maybe the ace jack of diamonds. But
so I'm looking at the auction at the other table, and maybe Finn should bid three spades over three hearts. Although if North's one club was really strong, then he did it with his 12 count is obviously ridiculous. But like, look at this system where North had to open one club and then show his spades by bidding three hearts on the next round. Like now there they are at the three level, and they've shown nothing.
yeah, let me stop you when you say look at this system. I would choose not to. I'm going to cover my eyes. Don't want to be
Yeah.
blinded.
Yeah, this feels like a very well-deserved 800.
So Declare has some issues. I okay, he does rough with the
Look,
diamond queen. This
I won't
is
say anything. I won't say anything about the system, but either table, it was Finn declaring he was a really great player, and he only made two diamonds.
yeah, Declare could have made this if he had pitched a spade on this trick. I was a little surprised by Bramley's opening lead of the ace of hearts or king of hearts, whatever it was, rather than leading toward to his partner's, I presume, known queen doubleton from the redouble. But maybe that's not what redouble shows in their system.
So, sorry, what was you're surprised that he led the ace of hearts?
Right, instead of a low one.
Uh, yeah, maybe maybe he just knowing partner could always get in. He wanted to hold the lead and like look around and see what's going on.
Sure. Yeah.
Like it's not like he wants partner in a trick two, right? His only side thing is queen fourth of spades.
Right, but I think to beat this double dummy, he needed to lead a low heart at trick one. Because Declare could have made the contract from here by pitching a spade, because the jack of hearts is good.
Yeah, although that's not an obvious play. Like pitching a non-loser here is kind of a non-obvious play. Like here, West had ace jack third of diamonds. This was. Uh, oh yeah, interesting because he doesn't have another dummy entry to finesse the diamond anyway. But he could. That's okay. Yeah, if West had ace jack third of diamonds, it was okay. Like he'll just lead a diamond now and lose two diamond tricks and still make his contract.
Well, he has to deal with the spades, right? So, I mean, like, yes, if he can get to dummy and cash the ace, king, queen of clubs to pitch his spade losers, he'll be okay.
What if West overups? He could just cash the king of diamonds. Cash the ace king of spades. If West roughs, he's still got a trump and dummy, and he's still only losing two trump tricks.
Yeah. You're right in the sense that the only situation where it matters is when diamonds. Okay, that was not the play that was made.
Yeah.
There's. I'm sorry, we did. Okay, there we go. Yeah, you're definitely right that the only situation where this matters is when. So Greco needed to rough with the diamond ace to beat this, right?
Uh, sure. I mean, I think though, just like in three diamonds, I think that queen of diamonds was a perfectly sensible play. Yeah, I guess
Sure.
you just cash the queen of clubs now, pitch a spade, and lose the same two diamond tricks we've been talking about the whole time.
Yeah. Well, yes, but Greco could have beaten this. So a couple of maybe double dummy mistakes, but very
Yeah,
understandable plays in both situations. I agree,
yeah.
pitching a spade on a non-losing spade on the Jack of Hearts when you know West is roughing is like a little counterintuitive, but maybe I'm being influenced by the fact that I see the 4-0 diamond split.
Yeah, if diamonds were 3-1, then Wolfson's play was just, what? Come on, what actually happened here? There's no way he
This
forgot to get the
no,
clubs.
this is understandable, right? Because
Oh, because
like,
now he just, like, hopes the diamonds are 3-1 and plays ace king of spades now.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So he is gonna go down. Um, ultimately, we get to the. Okay, never mind. That totally makes sense. I was just like, God, did Greco mess up the ending now? No, no, he's pulling trumps, and now the Queen of Spades is going to take a trick. Jeez. Well, once again, ultimately reasonable. And you could even say that like Wolfson's play was based on the fact Greco didn't find the winning defense earlier. He could
Mhm.
have overruffed the Queen of Diamonds with the ace and guaranteed down one if diamonds were 4-0. So,
Right.
but despite going down, he still earns 12 imps for his team for staying a little bit lower than they did in the other room.
Yeah, and we're back to a tie here.
I'm sorry. The first thing I look at when the new board pulls up is the result in the other room. Oh, God. Well, things are getting very exciting as we get to the last few boards in the match.
Yeah, that actually was not a Dinkin system result. It was just a result.
Just a result. But how. I'm having a. Don't tell me, okay? Don't spoil the surprise, but how do you get to 2 no Trump in the South?
Quite slowly.
Okay. Well, East is going to open his 12 count. So I have to imagine, okay, East opens a diamond, and
And by the way, this contract was not called.
I can see, I can see that. Finn Kolesnik is a bit of a wizard sometimes. So
I mean, it looks to me like it's down approximately three off the top.
nice. Well, the 10-9-8-7 of hearts might set up as a stopper or something. Anyway,
Yeah, just like South is just playing the entire hand out of his hand, and he's basically end played every time he gets the lead.
yep. Okay, so diamond opener, we get the 2 club overcall from South, which looks pretty reasonable. West doubles. I don't know if that would be everyone's choice. I think there are players who would definitely bid 2 hearts with the West hand, but maybe Greco
Yeah,
knows something we don't.
well, I think he knows that he's playing precision, and he knows his no trump range, so East hand is presumably, not in the game zone no matter what he has.
Oh, Ewan says it might have been a Vugraph error, that it was actually 2 spades doubled. That kind of makes sense.
Um,
It's still
that actually
difficult
makes
to believe that 2 spades doubled made. Because I would expect, defenders of that caliber to just like pull enough trumps and then play on hearts.
Yeah, and honestly, like the play, I can't tell from the play record which it might have been.
That's really disturbing. Was there a spade lead?
There was a ace of clubs lead and a spade shift, and then Declare played another club, and he's played another spade, and Declare cleared the clubs, and he's played another spade, and Declare, or he's played a heart, Declare cashed a ton of spades and claimed. So like it's really like either is possible because at that point he had 8 tricks in either contract.
I'm not actually sure that 2 spades was the. I mean, the auction actually looks very reasonable to get to 2 now.
Yeah, yeah, to me too. I mean,
Okay,
two spades at that point, I think, would also been quite plausible.
yeah, it just feels weird. Like 2-0 looks sensible. Obviously, North's pass of 2-0 is kind of insane, and then North's pass of the double of 2-0 is even more insane. But there we are. These things happen. This is what bridge is all about, right? You get to reach these ridiculous contracts and see what happens. Then you get to do something fun. And no one wants to just sit around and like be boring and like cross rough a hand to 10 tricks and make the technical play and to as a safety play in some 4 spade contract. Everyone wants to see this like 2 diamonds redoubled action happening.
Yeah, basically the only reason to ever play bridge is to get stories. Like winning is totally beside the point.
Yeah. You get it. So yeah, I guess with it in mind that if Greco believes that there's little chance his side has a game unless his partner is very distributional, in which case in the precision context his partner might jump to the 3 level over his negative double, then the negative double makes some sense. You're always going to play in hearts. If your partner has, say, 3-3 in the majors, you're only ever going to get to spades if you have a 4-3 fit. And, I mean, can you get there on a 3-3 fit? Like, say partner is 3-2, 3-5. I guess you expect him to pass.
Probably, yeah.
3-2, 4-4 is partner passing or bidding 2 diamonds? Probably 2 diamonds.
I don't know.
See, I might bid 2 spades with that hand. That's maybe the only worry.
Yeah.
But again, I defer to Greco. He has been playing precision for like more years than I've been born. Wait,
More or less, yeah.
is that
Like Craig was a couple. No, he's a couple of years younger than me. So he actually could have been because he was playing bridge really young. Like when he was in the DC area, he was already one of the top experts when he was, still in high school.
yeah?
So like if he was already a top expert at 15, he was probably playing when he was 12, which is about when you were born.
Right.
I think Greco and Chris are the same age, and Chris is going to be 48 in a couple of months.
Mm-hmm. Ooh. Wait, what?
This is all a little strange.
I don't understand what that couldn't be the way the trick went, right?
Yeah, if he was going to do that, why wouldn't he? Well, like, first of all, why would he do that? But yes,
Yeah, Bramley could have covered the jack of spades to force a spade trick.
I mean, if Bathurst is going to do this, he doesn't have to.
Right, but that kind of makes me think that there's no way Bathurst did this.
Yeah, no, I don't think it's possible. Because if he did, wouldn't he be cashing ace of hearts to try to score that rough? Like the doing that and playing a club makes no sense at all.
Okay, well, I'm convinced that this is a VGraph error because like multiple players in a row have done something completely ridiculous. So
And also, like, why is Bramley thinking of this trick if that's really if that's really the play?
right, yeah. You would just pitch a diamond and move on with your life.
Well, I mean, would he though, or would he rough, hoping that that North had the ace of spades? Well, pitching a heart makes no sense either.
I mean, pitching a heart's fine. There's nothing like super wrong with it, but
Yeah, but don't you want to pitch a diamond and try to rough a diamond?
okay. Hold on. Let me back up for a second. Some of this makes sense. Okay, here's what's happening. Okay, I can explain I don't understand why Bramley didn't cover the jack of spades with the king. But Bathurst is sitting here with 4 trumps and being like, what I want to do is I want to set up my club suit, get in with the spade ace, and then play clubs tapping declare, and then I'm going to run my clubs in the end
Two
position.
side aces. Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah, okay, so I understand what Bathurst is doing now. That is a very smart play by him. I don't think it mattered if he ducked the spade jack. Maybe it did. Anyway, he's done something well thought out.
I guess it's right. I'll catch ace of spades now, play clubs, and declare is just getting one more trick right.
Yeah, declare we'll get a spade and a diamond
Oh,
from
they
here.
get a spade. Yeah.
So that's going to be 3 down, which is apparently the exact result that happened at the other table. I mean, if 2 spades doubled, oh, look at this. We do get 2 spades doubled as the adjustment from Vugraph. I wonder if they give us, no, they don't give us any more information about the auction. But the other table has finished play, so we have this board, 1 more to go, and
A little breaky poo. Claim of 7 trick. That can't be right.
did I miscount?
No, I think the Vugoff operator put in a bad claim.
It's not going to cost too many imps. I mean, it should be 10 imps, right? For the...
Yeah, I suspect they'll adjust that though, because that does not look like a possible result to me. So
I'm going the wrong direction. It should be like 8 imps, maybe. Well, anyway, small adjustment, but basically the score is kind of the same.
yeah, they did adjust it to 150.
Yep. And last board of the set, kind of an interesting one. I mean, West has a decent hand, 16 count, but a couple of jacks. We'll have to see if he chooses to open a club or something else. He does open a club. I'm a little surprised that East-West ended up in no trump instead of hearts in the other room.
What else would West open, right?
Yeah, I mean, it just depends systemically, right? Like, if he opens a no trump with the hand, then that's a possibility.
It's not legal, right?
Oh my god, it's not legal. Man,
Has to be stip ace, king or queen.
you are so right. Yeah, what else can he open? Fair
Also, it's
point.
probably out of range, right? I mean, I don't know what their no trump range is, but I would guess it's 13 to 15 here.
Really?
Isn't that a normal white position range?
No, no. Oh, a normal white precision because people play different ranges and.
Like you play one club 16 plus and one no trump 13 to 15. I think is pretty normal.
Okay. And then vulnerable, they play 14 to 16 no trumps. That
Well,
makes
I
sense.
think it's common to go by 1 point vulnerable. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So club pass a heart. South now coming in with a spade, and again, you know, you might look at some of Bathurst bidding and be like, God, this hand is awful. Queen Jack empty fifth, 5-4-2-2, 8 count vulnerable. Why would he bid on this hand and not some of the previous boards? But he has a good understanding of like. I think this is something that Kevin Bathurst, at least when I used to play against him, did very well. He has a good system understanding, and so he is good at exposing flaws in bidding systems, and one of the big flaws in precision systems is when the opponents start bidding spades. So
Yeah, and also it's one flaw in precision generally is the system is very well constructed when you have a free run, and once it's disrupted in any way, you're basically back to all natural bidding, and like that's fine. These guys have really great judgment, but it's much worse position for them to be in. But I think the other reason to bid a spade is you have a side ace, which means if West is about to bid a no trump, as he often is, you really want that spade lead from North, which you'll never find otherwise.
sure, yeah, no, that's definitely a good point as well. But I I think it would have been possible if East West really got, figured out what was going on, that they could go after a spade, especially at these colors, and maybe collect a decent penalty. But it's very
Yeah,
difficult when you haven't really conveyed any information about what your suits are in a precision context. So East West
yeah. In
are.
fact, yesterday in the Life Masters, we didn't qualify, partly because I was just a complete donkey all day, but we had a bunch of hand where we collected very low level pen, like, two-level penalties vulnerable, and it turns out it's actually like pretty safe to go after people at low levels. Like, you know, like people just like they did never have anything. Like how often you feel like, we could have doubled that and gotten a number, like, then double it and get your number.
Yeah.
Yeah, so here in fact it is gonna come up probably that North will be on lead against 3-0 Trump, which I don't think is gonna help them, but South will have at least done the best he could.
Yeah, I'm still a little surprised that I mean, was this auction duplicated in the other room? Maybe that's what happened. South opened a
Oh,
spade. Never mind. Let's get back to reality here. Um,
David Byrne thinks that one heart was something other than a natural heart bid.
oh, it was. Yeah, he alerted it as 8 to 11 without 5 spades.
Oh, I saw the alert, but not the explanation. Got it.
Yeah. Um, so they are playing something a little bit fancy at the very least. But yeah, it's still a bit surprising to me that East wasn't more insistent on trying to play in hearts.
Yeah, so how is this going? So I don't know when they led at the other table, but I would assume not a spade. So how is this going to do now? Like, so the other table, um, the opening lead was, sorry, hold on. The other table, the opening lead was, it was the nine of spades.
I mean, a line of play that's not going to work is trying to set up hearts. Like if Declare just wins the spade ace and plays the jack of hearts to the queen and goes ace of hearts heart, that's not going to bring the contract home. It looks like he needs to play in clubs.
Although I think this North is quite likely to cover, which is what happened to the other table.
The the jack of hearts got covered.
Yep.
What?
I mean, is that such a surprise?
Isn't it only correct to cover if West has jack third? And then wouldn't they have ended up in a heart contract?
I'm just saying, we didn't probably the player who covered is probably the weakest player of the eight in this match. So, if anyone is going to do it, it was that guy.
True. It still feels like a bit of a huge miss. I don't know. So how would we go about making this if we were trying to get to 9 tricks? Like, let's say we weren't playing on hearts. If we score 2 spades, 2 diamonds, 2 hearts, we would need 3 clubs.
I mean, with the eight of clubs in your hand, now like the 9 dropping adds a little bit of potential. So maybe you lead like spade to the ace, jack of hearts to the queen, 10 of clubs, from dummy at that point. I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, like, I guess you're leading a low club out of your hand, but that only gets you to 8.
Yeah, so,
Or a low club out of your hand will get you to 9 anytime clubs are 3-3 or the 9 drops, right?
Yeah.
So maybe there's something to be said for that, since like finessing clubs doesn't really help you that much.
Right. So in that case, maybe we duck the opening spade lead because
I don't think you want to do that though, because that just wastes your 10, right? If South gets on lead, spades are frozen.
yeah, but if North gets on lead on the first round of clubs, then North can play a second spade. So if the club honors are split and we duck the opening spade lead, we can always prevent South spade tricks from coming home.
Yeah, but you're also not so happy if it goes spade to the jack holding diamond.
Well, that's true, but we got to make some concessions somewhere. I guess South could have a 6-card spade suit. Anyway, we'll see what Declare does. I kind of imagine heart to the queen and ace of hearts heart is just the normal way to play the hand.
All right, so Wolfson has correctly ducked this.
Yep. Okay. Greco plays a heart to the queen, and he sees South's card. That probably gives him some information about what's going on.
Yeah, although, are we 100% sure that that's like I don't know what are North South carding like? This would be a really clever spot to false card playing upside down.
Um, yeah, I mean, it could have been some sort of standard Smith, right? So
It could have been better. Like, there's no reason to give a true count card there, so whatever it was something different.
right, but regardless, North followed with the six, and the five of hearts was missing. So, I mean, there is still some information you can gain just based on the cards that your opponents have been forced to play to tricks. So,
Yeah, so like maybe Greco knows that like if it's not Smith, it's someone's doing something. I don't know.
yeah.
And meanwhile, this is going to be another, or not another, but this will be actually yeah another substantial swing to Wolfson. So after having um, a couple of unfortunate losses like that, like that hand where they open three no trump instead of four spades, they're going to finish the set basically even.
Yeah, Greco is actually being quite clever in what he's doing right now with his discards. Pitching the jack of clubs kind of makes it sound like he's come. And look at this. North fell for the trap.
Yeah.
Pitching down to, well, no clubs now.
Got the four clubs, yeah. So holding the loss to down one.
Yep. Yeah, far more impressive play at match points. And I mean, I know Greco is a very, very strong match point player. In fact, we saw him playing in the NABC Robot
Oh, yeah.
Invitational. He did very well. I think he finished in like fourth or something.